about d block elements. Now in today's class we will study about inner transition elements or f block elements. Let's start. There are two periods in the f block of the inner transition elements. Two periods. The first one is lanthanides. It's called lanthanides or lanthanoids. There are mainly 14 elements starting from lanthanum. 14 elements from lanthanum. And the second period is actinides. Actinides or actinoids we will call actinoids. There are also 40 elements in actinoids starting from actinium, that is AC. These are the two periods. The first period in the F block. The first period is lanthanides and the second period is actinides. Look at the elements of the lanthanoid series. The first element is with the atomic number 57. Lanthanoids start with 57. 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. The first element is lanthanum. It starts with lanthanum and the electronic configuration is 5d1, 6s2. This is the outer electronic configuration of lanthanum. Next element is what? Cerium, represented by Ce. And the outer electronic configuration is 4f1, 5d1, 6s2. Okay. Next element is praseodymium, represented by Pr. The symbols also you should study. The name and the symbol with the atomic number you should study. Also its electronic configuration. Look, it is 4f3, 6s2. These two are the exceptions in electronic configuration you should study. Okay. Next element is what? 60 neodymium, Nd. And the electronic configuration is 4f4, 6s2. Outer electrons are 4f4, 6s2. Next is promethium, represented by Pm. It is 4f5, 6s2. Samarium with Sm 4f6, 6s2. And for europium it is 4f7, 6s2. And for gadolinium it will be 4f7, 5d1, 6s2. We know that, look, this is the f orbital cell. There are 7 f orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For europium, it is half filled. 4f7, 6s2. We look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is half filled. And the stable configuration, half filled and stable. For gadolinium, the exceptional electronic configuration to attain stability is 4f7, 5d1, 6s2. Remember, gadolinium with the number Gd has the configuration 4f7, 5d1, 6s2. This is the configuration of gadolinium. Okay. Look students, when we write the lanthanides are represented by Ln, okay. Lanthanum is represented by La, but lanthanides in common we represent by Ln. Ln in 3+ oxidation state. Look, for lanthanum it is 5d1, 6s2. When 3 electrons are lost, it will be F0 configuration, 4f0 configuration. For cerium, it will be 4f3 electrons from 2 from S and 1 from D is lost. So it will be 4f1. For cerium it will be 4f1. For praseodymium, when we remove 3 electrons, it will be 4f2. Here it will be 4f3. Here also 4f4. When we remove 3 electrons, 4f5. Here when we remove, it will be 4f6. 2 from S and 1 from F. In the case of gadolinium also, we can remove 3 electrons. Then it will be what? It will be also 4f7. It will be 4f6 and it will be 4f7. 65 atomic number. We consider up to 64 was gadolinium. Okay, 65 is terbium. Terbium is represented by Tb. Dysprosium by Dy, holmium by Ho, and next element is erbium. Er represented Tm, represents ytterbium by Yb, lutetium by Lu. Okay, these are the representations or the symbols, what we call symbol. For gadolinium we studied what is the configuration. It was 5d1 and 6s2. No, for that 4f7, 5d1, 6s2 was the configuration of gadolinium. Next for terbium it will be 4f9, 6s2. And for dysprosium 4f10, 6s2. For holmium with an atomic number 67, it will be 4f11, 6s2. The outer electronic configuration of erbium is 4f12, 6s2. For thulium, symbol is Tm. Remember the symbols of every element, okay? It will be 4f13, 6s2. Ytterbium will be, the atomic number is 70, it will be fully filled. Look, 4f14, 6s2. 14 is completely filled f orbital. And for lutetium it will be 4f14, 5d1 and 6s2. Remember the configuration. 4f14, 5d1, 6s2 is the configuration, electronic configuration of lutetium. We studied terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium and lutetium. Remember the electronic configurations, okay? Then if it is Ln in 3 plus oxidation state, what will be the configuration? When we remove 3 electrons, that is 4f8. Here it will be 4f9, 4f10. For erbium it is 4f11. And then for thulium it will be 4f12. Terbium it will be 4f13. And for lutetium will be 4f14. Now we discussed the electronic configuration of all the elements in the lanthanoid series. You should study the name of the compound, name of the elements, its symbol and also the electronic configuration. We studied the electronic configuration. For cerium, what will be the electronic configuration? It is represented by Ce. What will be the electronic configuration? It is 4f1, 5d1, 6s2. Okay. Then cerium. Then look in the case of lutetium. What is the electronic configuration? The last element it is 4f14, 5d1, 6s2. Gadolinium, what is the electronic configuration? It is 4f7, 5d1, 6s2. Cerium, lutetium, gadolinium, europium is half filled. No, 4f7, 6s2. Ytterbium YB, it is 4f 14 6s2. These are some of the configurations, electronic configuration of lanthanoids. Look, for all the elements we have 6s2 in common. That only we can say for the general electronic configuration. 6s2 will be common. When we take the case of lanthanides in 3+ oxidation state, we can say for cerium what is? It will be 4f1. 3 elements are lost. And for lutetium it will be 4f14. For gadolinium 4f7. For europium also, europium 4f6. And for ytterbium it is 4f30. For lanthanoids in 3+ oxidation state, we can say the general electronic configuration is 4f raised to n, where n starts from 1 to 14. So this is the general electronic configuration of lanthanides in 3+ oxidation state. General electronic configuration of lanthanoids in 3+ oxidation state. Let's discuss the next property, that is atomic size of lanthanoids. The atomic size decreases, or the atomic radii decreases from left to right in a period. That is, from lanthanum to lutetium, the atomic radii decreases. Why so? We have studied a term before, that is lanthanoid contraction. Due to the phenomenon called lanthanoid contraction, they show a decrease in size as the atomic number increases. What is lanthanoid contraction? This is because in the f block the d orbitals show poor shielding. Hence, as they show poor shielding, the nuclear charge increases, that is, the attraction of the nucleus and the electrons increases. As the nuclear charge increases, what happens? Size decreases. This is called lanthanoid contraction. As a consequence of lanthanoid contraction, we have studied the graph. Now the radii of the second D series and the third D series are very similar as a consequence of the term lanthanoid contraction that is shown by F block elements, and also the D block elements show lanthanoid contraction. Because of that lanthanoid contraction, the atomic size of the atomic radii decreases from lanthanum to lutetium. It is due to imperfect shielding of d orbitals. Imperfect shielding of d orbital. As a consequence of this lanthanoid contraction, the 2D and the 3D series elements are similar in their atomic radii. These are the consequences of lanthanoid contraction. The radii of the 2D and the 3D elements will be similar. For example, zirconium and hafnium will show zirconium 160 picometer, and for hafnium it will be 159 picometer. Zirconium and hafnium will show, they are the two series, but they show similar atomic radii because of the phenomenon of lanthanoid contraction. The next property that we are going to discuss is oxidation state. Lanthanum shows +2 oxidation state. Lanthanum in general or lanthanum only will show +2 oxidation state. Ln is representation for lanthanoids. Lanthanoids in common shows +3 oxidation state, that is common oxidation state. Common oxidation state of lanthanoids is +3. And in some cases, some lanthanoids show +2 and +4 oxidation state. In some cases they show +2 and +4 oxidation state. For example, consider the case of cerium 4 plus. Cerium 4. Cerium, the original configuration of cerium is what? 4F1 5D 1 6s2. This is the configuration of cerium. 4F1 5D1 6s2. There are 4 electrons. When we remove 4 electrons, what we will get? F0 configuration. That is the noble gas configuration we will get. Due to the extra stability of noble gas configuration, cerium exhibits +4 oxidation state. This is an exception. Cerium with +4 oxidation state. Next, oxides of the form MO2. In oxides of the form MO2, the lanthanoids like PRS promethium, neodymium, terbium and dysprosium shows +4 oxidation state. This is another exception. Means in oxides of the form M-metal O2, MO2, the lanthanoids like promethium, neodymium, terbium and dysprosium will show +4 oxidation state. Okay, the general electronic configuration that we have studied, general oxidation or the common oxidation state of lanthanoids is what? +3. The common oxidation state of lanthanoids is +3. Students, let us now discuss about some of the important points or some of the important reactions of lanthanoids. First, lanthanoids react with acids. When lanthanoids react with acids, what we will get? Hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas H2 is liberated. Hydrogen gas is liberated. Okay. Then when lanthanoids react with halogen, we will get halides. LnX3. This is halides. Halides of lanthanoids. Halides we will get. Next reaction is when lanthanoids react with water. With water what we will get? With water we will get hydroxides. LnOH thrice. Hydroxides plus H2. When we react lanthanoid with carbon at high temperature, that is at 2773 Kelvin, we will get carbides. That is lanthanum carbide, LnC2. Carbides we will get. Carbide. Okay. With acid, hydrogen gas is liberated. With halogen, when lanthanoids react, we will get halides. With water, we will get hydroxides. And when reacted with carbon, at high temperature, we will get carbide, lanthanum carbide. When heated with nitrogen, we will get nitrides, that is LNN. LNN we will get nitrides. When heated with sulfur, we will get Ln2S3. We will get Ln2S3, and when burnt in air we will get oxides. We will get oxides, that is Ln2O3. These are the general reactions of lanthanoids. With halogen we will get halide, with water we will get hydroxides, when burned in air we will get oxides. And when we heat it or when we react it with carbon at high temperature, what we will get? Carbides we will get. With nitrogen, what we will get? Nitrides. With sulfur, we will get sulfides. And when reacted with acid, hydrogen gas is liberated. These are the important reactions. Uses of lanthanoids. What are the different uses of lanthanoids? They are used in the production of steels for plates and pipe. The main use is the production of alloy steels for plates and pipe. One such alloy is mish metal. Mish metal is one such alloy. It consists of 95% of lanthanoids and rest 5% with iron, silicon, carbon, etc. Remember the term mish metal. It is used in magnesium based alloys to produce bullets, shells, etc. Mish metal consists of 95% of lanthanoids and 5% of iron, sulfur, calcium, carbon, etc. And this mish metal alloy is used in magnesium based alloys to produce bullets, shells, etc. And the another use is mixed oxides of lanthanides are used as catalyst in petroleum cracking. Catalyst in petroleum cracking. Petroleum cracking means that is large hydrocarbons are broken down into smaller ones. Hence supply of the fuel will be increased. For that it is used as a catalyst in petroleum industry. These oxides of lanthanoids. Next, lanthanoid oxides or LN oxides are used as phosphors in screens. Phosphors are used for giving different colors and glow to television screens. They are used. Lanthanum oxides are used as phosphors in screens. These are different uses. One uses in alloys of steels and pipes. Next is mish metal. What is its use? It is used in magnesium based alloys for making bullets and shells. Next one is they are used as phosphors in screens, and the other use is they are used as a catalyst in petroleum cracking to increase the fuel supply. So students, we are going to wind up today's session. Today we discuss about lanthanoids. What are the elements of lanthanoids? Their electronic configuration we studied, the general characteristics we studied, different reactions, what are the oxidation states possible for lanthanides, and also the uses of lanthanoids. You should study all this. These are very important topics. I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, you can comment below. That's all. Thank you and have a nice day.